So on behalf of Good Morning Tailors, this is the director from Pan's Labyrinth, Guillermo del Toro.
What's this?
It's your hat.
Thank you. Okay.
So we've got a couple questions for you, and the first question is,
Shoot away.
what kind of commentary does your film make about power relationships and class struggle?
I wanted the power relationships and class struggle to be very real in the film. Something that people have seen or read about, or some people may have even experienced this in their life. So yeah. So first we have these rebels who are in the woods, basically hiding from being hunted by the captain. And when the captain wants to lure the rebels into their camp base, they cut off the supplies from being smuggled to the rebels. But when Mercedes' relationship is revealed, when Mercedes' relationship with the rebels is revealed, you can see that the rebels rely on the supplies from the camp base, like the medicine used for the injured man's leg. So I wanted to show that how one man, Captain Vidal, how he has the power to wipe out 20-30 people who are living in fear. And the example I just gave, that's just indirectly. Captain Vidal has power in numbers. As you saw, his soldiers shot down many of the rebels. So they shot down so many that they could only bring that one man to torture to find out information about the movement. The stuttering man. So I definitely intended to show this sort of to bring in this sort of Marxist element, and to show how unfair it is, how one man can kill another 20-30 men because he's wearing a fancy uniform. I think the most apparent power relationship is between Carmen, Ophelia's mother, and the Captain Vidal. So Carmen has been left in very unfortunate circumstances. She's a single mother after her husband died in the war, and so she relies on the captain for the sense of security that he brings. Right from the start of the film, when he insists that Carmen sits in the wheelchair, you can see that the captain is very dominant, and even to the point of being condescending. At the dinner party, he tells his guests to please forgive my wife. She has not been exposed to the world. So from this, we can see that there are very typical gender roles being played that most people would be familiar with, like the dominant, almost aggressive father, and and Carmen, Ophelia's mother, goes along with what the captain says. And this shows that this is a power relationship, because their relationship is controlled by the captain.
Hi guys, welcome to Good Morning Tailors, and today I'll be interviewing some of the people from the set of Pan's Labyrinth. Check it out. Hi guys, welcome back to Good Morning Tailors, and next we have Urbana as Ophelia. Welcome.
Hi.
Hi Urbana, have a seat.
Thank you.
How are you?
Good. Very good.
Alright, that's a very nice tone.
Thank you. Nice hair.
Thank you very much. So I heard your birthday's coming in a couple of weeks. Have you got anything planned?
No, not really, because kind of busy and having film projects to do.
Oh, alright. So not to waste your time, just have a couple of questions. And the first one would be, how realistic is your character in the movie, and does she behave in a way that any other girl would at her age?
Okay, Pan's Labyrinth is, to me it's a real fantasy, but some people think it's not realistic because there's no such thing as fawn and there's no such thing as a fairy, but in my point of view, I think it's realistic because this is not about the fawn and the fairy, because this is Ophelia's character. which is I portray as Ophelia. She's a girl who always think about fairies, whether it's true that there's such thing as a fawn. Well, to me, all the times, like, there are not many kids who are really fortunate to have mixed with kids which are like, they have mixed schools which is male and female, like, all the times, because basically there are not many girls who go to school. Unlike Ophelia goes to school, but maybe she dropped out from school and she went to her uncle's, basically when you say about fantasy, I don't see there's a bigger toad that, like in real life, because we usually use like a magnifying glass to see a toad which is big, but in a magnifying glass you usually thought it's small in real, but you use a magnifying glass, it's big, like this toad right here, it's green, but we changed the color to yellow, something which is from the drain, like very muddy toad, doesn't like shows the real toad itself. It's like it comes from a different place, like it's like it stays up from the tree. It's like a tree toad, like not a drain toad, you know.
Hi, and our last guest would be Mr. Everett as the visual effects guy. Hi, Mr. Everett.
Glad to see you.
Hi, how are you? Have a seat. So, I heard it was really hard to do all the characters, like all the fairies and the fawns. What was the biggest challenge in making the supernatural characters?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's not very easy to make like the fawn, the stick bugs that can transform into kind of fairies in the film, right? Actually, for that, I have to explain. Actually, we have to study the kind of movements and behavior of all that. The software that we use to make all those stuff like to make it like the fantasy world is not easy, but the only way we can do it is Cafe FX. It's kind of software to make it look real. And let me show you an example. Just 1 minute. Have a look at this.
That's what it goes.
In order to make a fantasy world look real, the only thing we can make is there's everything inside, like in the movie of Pan's Labyrinth, like the toad. Actually, we have to use the exact item to present it. It's in everything should be in green color or green screen. Or in green screen. Yeah? See this? Only we can like modify everything to look like a 3D, or to say something look weird, like a toad, a huge toad. Or the fawns look like a half goat, half humans. And for the fairy, as we know, the fairy actually look like, in fairy tale mentioned, fairies have to look like Stacia, knife, you know. But in the movie of Pan's Labyrinth, the fairy just modify it like look like actually monkey face, or to see like a beast look. It doesn't need to be nice, and the wings actually we just look like the leaf from tree. Now basically, the movie, right? In the movie of Pan's Labyrinth, the toughest thing that I've gone through is only the part when I have to make the toad, the fairy, and the fawn look real, or to say 3D. It's not easy.
Oh, you're recording? Sorry. So I've had this question a lot on my Good Morning Taylor's online website, and it's whether I think that Ophia's character shows a role model towards other young adults out there. And I reckon that Ophia's character is indeed a very good role for young adults. I mean, she's a 12 years old from Spain who is as mature as a woman way beyond her years. And Ophelia's characteristics are mostly positive, but sometimes her childish side surfaces throughout the movie as well. And the story is set during the post-Civil War in Spain, where she goes through a rough time adapting to switches brought upon her. She does not give up though on trying to comply. I mean, young adults should definitely possess this value of not giving up too easily if things do not go as planned or they want it to be, because I mean, Ophelia also seems to be a very protective characteristic towards her mother Carmen and half-brother. She's caring and thoughtful of her family and thinks for their best, even if it puts her life in danger. She does this for Mercedes as well, which show that family is not just which bloodline you come from, but who you feel most comfortable with and love for their own qualities. This is one of the best values Ophelia has, which makes her a very good role model to others. It shows how others should definitely defend their family no matter what the consequences are. Most young adults think that it's lame, or so-called lame, to care for their family. But family are the most important people in their lives. So, like lovers and your friends, they might leave you when something tragic happens, but family never leaves you behind, and they help you go through one step at a time.